Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, The Weekend from Hell. MIL and secrets. MIL forgot about our engagement? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. The Weekend from Hell. My MIL and whole family came for a visit, and I need honest opinions cause my head is spinning. For context, because every time there was a problem, they say it's a cultural difference. My husband and his family is from India, but they've lived in the US for almost 30 years and I am white and from the South. It started off with my MIL and SAL purposely calling me the wrong name. I don't want to say my name, but it's gender neutral, and they would call me one that's similar, but every time they were politely corrected, they refused to change. Over the course of the weekend, I have been called exclusively the wrong name or that girl. My whole kitchen has been rearranged in a way that they prefer, locked my dogs in the bathroom, decided the temperature in our home at 69 in Georgia was too hot, so they set it 78 and would change it back every time I fixed it. My SAL literally had a meltdown about wanting to drive my brand new car. My MIL literally stopped me mid-sentence while ordering dinner at the restaurant cause she didn't like what I was ordering for myself, and besides the snide comments from my SAL and MIL, the rest of the family didn't say one word to me. There were a lot of other little things too. When I tried to talk about it with them, I was told, in Indian culture guests are treated like royalty and this is just how it is, and my husband did stand up for me, but they genuinely don't care. I grew up in the South where Southern hospitality was a big deal, but as important as it is to be a good host, it's also important to be a good guest. They just left and I feel crazy cause besides me and my husband, everyone is acting like I'm just crazy. Please tell it to me straight if I'm being dramatic. Update. My husband and I extensively discussed everything and he tried to excuse a lot of it as that's just how they are and etc., and I completely shut it down. I don't subscribe to the notion that some people are just assholes and I have to live with it. They can be assholes outside of my life and my home. His family is no longer welcomed in our home. I have his sister and brother blocked, and he is more than welcome to go visit them and play family, but I will not be demeaned and disrespected by them, and I will not willingly submit myself to that treatment and then be expected to take it with a smile on my face. Tell them in my culture, guess like you are never invited back. See you never. Yes, this. You forgot the bless your heart, lol. You know you're not being dramatic. Stop gaslighting yourself. In Indian culture, it's normal for houseguests to call their host the wrong name, rearrange their home, and demand to drive their car? No. That is, of course, stupid. What if you stayed in their home? Would they remember your name then, or at least call you Your Highness instead of that girl, since houseguests are treated like royalty? Let your husband know that they will never stay in your home again. That you will save your Southern hospitality for people who deserve and appreciate it. Isn't he angry and embarrassed that his own mother doesn't even know his wife's name? I needed the part about gaslighting myself, thank you. I think I try to rationalize and excuse stuff people do to make it easier for me so I won't hold a grudge, but there's no way to excuse all of it. Thank you. That's not Indian culture, love, take it from an Indian. My SAL wasn't happy when I got my car either, and her uncle demanded we buy her the same one because she deserved it more. My MIL demanded I let her drive it and I drive her old vehicle. Stop inviting them. Have your husband tell them something along the lines of guests in our home do not behave in the way you did. You will not disrespect my wife by calling her the wrong name, change things in her home, throw temper tantrums and think you can pass it off as cultural differences. Good luck, stay strong and start being rude back. That's how Indian in-laws learn. Wow. You didn't give in, did you? Why would they be upset that you got a car? Narcissism is a state of mind, not a state in India. That is not cultural. They are assholes. They called you the wrong name and that girl made snide comments and basically took over your house. They have lived in the US for 30 years. There is no excuse for the way they acted. That would be the last time they ever set foot in my house again. If they want to come visit, they can stay in a hotel and eat out. Better yet, your husband can go see them wherever they live. I sure hope he stood up to them. No. One of my friends is from Mumbai. His family came to visit. I have a flexible schedule, so entertained them at his home, my home, and drove them around wherever they wanted. They were lovely. Always polite, treated me like a daughter, and I have an open invitation to visit anytime I wish. Your in-laws are just rude, obnoxious people who don't like that their son married outside their own culture. I have several friends from this culture, so I'm talking from experience. I'm so sorry you went through this op. I tried saying that. I had plenty of friends from India, China, the Middle East growing up, and we traveled internationally a lot, and so I'm all about respecting cultures, but being rude isn't a cultural trait last time I checked. They're using culture to bully you. Hide your car keys, girl. She will either trash the car or try convincing you. Your assailant deserves to take it as this is a sign of respect. Is there no way to lock the thermostat or set up a timer? When they say they're cold, give them a blanket or tell them to put more layers on. The next time you go to visit, rearrange their things and see how they like it. When they call you by the wrong name, don't respond. Tell your so they're not welcome in your home. They need to book a hotel because that behavior is vile and should not be tolerated. If they can't respect you, they don't deserve to be in your home. I also hope for your sake that your bedroom door has a lock. Indian person here. None of that is cultural. They're just nasty people using culture as an excuse to treat you badly. Don't allow them in your home again until they learn respect. You say your husband stood up for you, but clearly it was ineffective. They should have been thrown out. I'm Indian as well, and I have unfortunately seen worse. The generational trauma of MILs being bullied by their MILs, and therefore bullying their DILs, is sometimes awful. Maybe not culture per se, but definitely culture adjacent. It does not make it okay by any means. MIL and secrets. Yesterday I was in the car with my husband and he was talking to his mom through the car's speaker system. I just quietly sat there, not participating in the conversation because I do not engage with her unless necessary. Anyways, she was telling DH about how she went to go visit one of her grandkids, BIL's daughter. This BIL is a bum. He never established paternity with this kiddo because he doesn't want to pay child support, and the mom never pushed for him to establish paternity. He has no desire to because of what may come up in court about how unstable he is. My JNMIL goes on about grandparents' rights, which doesn't exist in her case because of the lack of established paternity. The mom doesn't want her daughter talking to my BIL because of what's gone down in the past between them and his general lack of involvement in his daughter's life. Jamil sets up a FaceTime between BIL and her granddaughter and tells her, you can't tell anyone you talk to your dad, you have to keep this a secret from your mom. Y'all. The face I made when I heard this. My husband could see the blatant disgust on my face. It really pisses me off because it just further proves she has no problems boundary stomping. I also think it's wrong to tell kids to keep secrets from their parents. Extra layer of anger from me because DH and I are expecting our first child together in a few short weeks. He called me out on not liking his family. It's always been unspoken between us. It's super apparent because I get along really well with my FIL and SMIL. It is what it is, IMO. I never stop him from having a relationship with them, I'm just not interested in having a relationship with them. This whole conversation made me want to distance myself and our child from JNMIL because she's obviously fine with undermining a parent/child relationship. I never want my child to spend time alone with her, and I just know it's going to cause a fight down the road. Edit to add, I have no contact with the mom or her daughter, so I can't reach out to her to tell her what my MIL is doing. I have no idea what her full name is or where she lives. I've never met them and likely never will. Update: DH and I had a talk about why his mom's actions were inappropriate and my concerns with our own child on the way. We discussed boundaries and what is and is not acceptable. He actually took it very well and didn't try to defend his mom. He listened to me and validated my feelings. First, I completely agree with you, Opie. It's dead wrong for an adult to tell a child to lie to their parents. Second, I think you need to and should confront your DH with his statement that you don't like his family. Just sit down with him and say, something happened the other day and I didn't address it then, but I should have. The fact is you do like his father and his stepmother. But his bio mother is a problem. And the fact that his mother is actively undermining her granddaughter's mother is nasty. So sad, too bad if your DH is uncomfortable confronting his mother. Does he intend to be an adult or not? Your so called you out about not liking his family. Ask him to list what there is to like. Manipulation? Lying? Seriously. There's no redeeming qualities, emo. Thankful I have a very much YesFIL and SMIL who I genuinely love. DH, what exactly is there to like about a woman who thinks that she should have all of the rights with none of the responsibility, and actively engages in child grooming behaviors? Okay, so I thought I was maybe having first-time mom anxious nerves, but my thoughts did wander to grooming behaviors. What happens when another adult with malicious intent tells our son that it's their little secret? He may not want to hear it, but he needs to get into therapy and work on those mommy issues, stat. I don't know how to broach the conversation because he's highly sensitive when it comes to his mom. This is a huge red flag. Becoming a parent is a trip. If there are tendencies to appease his mommy, if he's still searching for her love and approval, yikes. It is going to make your fourth trimester a nightmare. Lemon Clod essay time. He called me out on not liking his family. It's always been unspoken between us. This kind of stuff should not be unspoken. Is he going to defer to mommy's wishes? Is he going to insist that she stays for 2 weeks to help with the baby? Are you two going to be the miserable, sleep-deprived parents who are fighting over MIL? You've got to sort this out now. Tell him you need to put your expectations, your boundaries out on the table, now. Definitely take advantage of the subreddit resources. Try framing discussions in terms of rules for everyone and include what the consequences will be. If you're doing pre-birth classes, ask if they include setting boundaries and consequences and discuss the implications of social media for children. Sometimes having a third-party initiate the conversation makes a big difference. Good for you. No one needs a grandparent interfering between the relationship between parent and child. Hopefully, your husband will understand how important this is by the time your child is born. I caught my husband telling the grandkids not to tell their parents they were eating extra candy. I made it really clear that we don't keep secrets from their parents and I would be telling their mother about the candy. That was the last time husband tried to keep an activity a secret. I'm concerned that he didn't seem concerned by his mom asking his niece to keep secrets. I don't know how to broach the conversation because he's highly sensitive when it comes to his mom. I think it comes from him being mildly emotionally neglected by her as a child because she was always busy cleaning up after her 2 oldest sons, who were in and out of prison. He has this need for her love/approval. MIL forgot about our engagement? At my fiancé's brother's wedding, right before the bridal bouquet was thrown, my MIL told me to go with the other girls to catch the bouquet. I refused because we already knew we were going to get married soon. After a while, she came up to me and my fiancé and started apologizing, saying that she had completely forgotten that we were engaged. Her husband was standing behind her and said to her, "I told you they were engaged," and she still kept denying it and said she forgot and kept apologizing to us. When we got engaged, she asked my fiancé if he was sure about his decision. She thought it was too early. At that time we had been dating for 1 year. So she clearly should remember that we were engaged. What does this behavior mean? I think it means that Phil's got your back. Be sure to include him when communicating with her, especially about wedding stuff. She remembers you're engaged. She wishes you weren't. How good is it that Phil has your back? If Mil brings it up again that she forgot, I would jokingly say, Mil, are you okay? How could you forget asking DH if he was making the right decision? It sounds like she might have had a few too many drinks, honestly. I'm in agreement with other people. Give this one a pass, but if she keeps nitpicking about you two being together without the potential excuses of excitement or alcohol, then you can assume malicious intent. It's a mind game. Just answer lucky you got the good news twice and smile. Love this. Intentionally misreading things as wholesome, this could be a compliment. Saying that she wants you to be the next one married when her dating her son is pretty welcome to the family stuff. I would take it that way. If that's right, wonderful. If it's not, way to heap burning coals on her head. Carrot. She's in denial because either she doesn't want to accept that her son is getting married or she doesn't like you and doesn't want you to be the one he marries. I really think it doesn't mean much. Some people do think a year is too soon for an engagement, but if she didn't put any other fuss, and did she say that to both of you or just to him? I don't think she was out of line. I have questioned other people when I personally thought their engagement was too soon. As for the forgetting, she probably did forget if she was excited about the bouquet toss and wanted you to be involved. Some people do get excited at weddings. It's not like she doesn't know you're with her son, and if she hated that, or didn't like you, she definitely wouldn't encourage you to catch the bouquet, meaning you'd be married next. She only asked my fiancé if he was sure about his decision. I wasn't there at the time. What, is she suffering from dementia? How does a mother forget her child is engaged? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.